Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and really any placement you might have. Crosswatchers are welcome. This is our Mars in Aries reading. Now, Mars entered Aries back on June 27th, and it's going to stay there until January 6th, 2021, which is actually a really long time for Mars to stay in one particular sign, and particularly its home zodiac sign of Aries. So partially this is because it's going to go retrograde from September 9th through November 13th. So we have to be aware that we might feel our efforts suddenly stall, or we might run into conflict and frustrations during this time. Mars is a really powerful planet of passion and drive, and it's going to be spending a really long time here. And so now that Mercury has gone direct, we can really harness this energy to burn brightly, pursue personal goals, ambitions, and independence. But there's also an aggressive quality to Mars moving into Aries that's going to push us to go after who or what we want, impulsively and without thinking twice. Okay, so it's something to think about. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and jump into this reading. We're going to invite spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, spirit guides, and ascended masters to this space to deliver the messages that we need to hear. Geminis. I've got my Venus in Gemini, so this is just as much a reading for me as it is for you guys. Love my chatty Gemini energy. Picking up on you guys. Chariot in reverse. My gems are feeling stuck. 6 of coins. 8 of coins. Ace of Cups, the High Priestess, 4 of Wands, ooh, Gemini, 3 of Swords, ooh, Gemini. Okay, overall energy here, we have the Empress in reverse. You know, you guys, I started thinking as soon as I was pulling these cards, this might have to do with a love relationship, just because I'm getting that 3 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the need to focus on yourself. You guys might be waiting for someone or something. The Empress in reverse is also oftentimes my card of the other woman. So take that how it resonates. It doesn't have to be a woman, just the other person. It really could be a third party situation. You could be waiting for a partner to free themselves up. You could be waiting to free yourself up. Okay. But there's some sort of sadness here, something that needs to be healed. The Empress energy in reverse, this could be Taurus or Libra. It's also a difficulty in attracting what it is you want. So some of you, I really feel like it has to do with relationships, although we do get this core issue of money and abundance coming through. But oftentimes when we have blocks to love, we also have blocks to abundance. And so it's, you know, so there might be a core issue that needs to be resolved. It might come from your childhood as well. So, you know, it's important to sit with those issues and sort of and to sit with our fears until they dissolve, to really figure out, okay, for example, in relationships, if you keep seeing the same repeating patterns, or you keep entering into relationships with abusive partners or unavailable partners, it's also really important to take a look and see, okay, what is it internally that you're attracting? You know, because for a long time, if we keep attracting partners who are unavailable, and it's not a knock on us or on you, and I don't want you to be hard on yourselves, but I found it to be true for me, is that when I keep finding partners who are unavailable, it's because there's a part of me that's unavailable. Why is that? Right? Is it because, you know, are you really ready? Some of us might be trying to, I want a long-term relationship. I want a long-term commitment, right? But if we keep attracting partners who are in other relationships, or who are unavailable emotionally, or too busy working, or what have you, there's a part of us that's attracted to that because there's a part of us that might not quite be ready for that commitment ourselves. So it's really important to take a look at that. This could be for relationships. It could also be for money, dissolving blocks for any feeling of, self-worth or scarcity complex. Okay. And there's some really nice, not only just meditations, but listening to like affirmations while you sleep and different frequencies that can really help with this subconscious or these deep emotional wounds that need to be healed and cleared. So we get the Chariot energy, Cancer energy. This is success. This is moving forward, but the Chariot in reverse is a block. It's feeling stagnant. It's not having the answers, not knowing how to get out of a rut that you might be in, Gemini. Some of you might be dealing with a Cancer person, or maybe Taurus or Libra. In your surroundings, though, you have the Six of Coins. This is beautiful. There are people who want to help you. There are people that want to come in and give you what you're looking for, but they may not know how to approach you. The Six of Coins is also bringing me back. There's some childhood issues. It could even go back to past lives, but childhood issues here of how you learned to give and receive love. Okay, so take a look at, the family that you grew up in. I saw this really funny meme on Instagram, I think it was yesterday, that was saying, don't tell me your sun sign, tell me the signs of your mom, your dad, and your siblings, and I'll tell you what kind of mess you grew up in. And I thought that was so funny. Not that we can blame, that we shift the blame to anybody else, but, I do feel like, how you learn to love, how you learn to give love and to receive love is something that's really worth looking at here. But I do feel like there is support in your environment, but I feel like there's an internal block here that needs to be resolved. We have the Eight of Coins, which is blocking you. Again, there might be some sort of issue with travel as well. Like I get like logistics to traveling might be quite difficult. And I also see here, now that I'm looking down, I'm seeing this pentagram and what he wants to carve. Like you have things mapped out, but actually getting it, onto the coin is the hard part. So like that following through. And so I think that's how you're feeling stuck. You're feeling stuck with logistics. For some of you, you might have to do with your business with this Three of Wands, waiting for your ships to come in. It could be a literal shipment coming in from overseas that, maybe it's sitting out there on a boat and it can't dock or what have you because of, COVID issues, or what have you. There could be some financial issues that are affecting you at this time. But for a lot of us, it's going to be, it's about the process, and really maybe we're focusing, Gemini, too much on the outcome and what we want, and then rather than really focusing on the day-to-day and the step-by-step, and that can be frustrating, especially I understand, my Venus is in Gemini. We need to be unconventional. We like to do lots of different things. We like to travel. We have our fingers in lots of different pies, and we're communicative, and we like this and we like that. And so it's here, there's a sense of grounding that needs to take place and focus. Now, what's coming in from below, Ace of Cups, this is beautiful because there is a huge blessing coming towards you. But what I really want, Gemini, is that you make sure that you're open to receiving that. And that can be quite difficult. Look at that. And we get the Four of Wands underneath there. For some of you, this is love, this is marriage, this is a commitment. And it's going back to that my introductory statements about some of us might really want committed relationships, but we keep attracting people who are unavailable because there's something within us that isn't quite ready to commit. So there's something here that needs to be healed. Okay, so again, not for all of us is it going to be about love, but there's also a need for you to focus on you, Gemini, instead of turning your focus outward and on this project and on work and on family and this and blah, 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 to really go inward and refill this cup, okay? In your recent past, we have the High Priestess. It's Piscean energy. Some of you might have received some very special downloads and upgrades to your psychic powers. Sort of this realization of how strong you are. And I feel like some of you had the opportunity to see into your possible future. And I think you like what you see. Okay, but you're just trying to figure out what you can do step by step to get there. The High Priestess energy is also, for me, it's about, mysteries. And it's about, Spirit wanting to reaffirm that you may not have seen the progress that you want. Okay, you may not be attracting what you want. You may not have seen the progress that you want, but that doesn't mean that things are shifting in the other realms or where we can't see it. Okay, so there's always something happening, but you might feel again like you're really stagnant, and Spirit's saying, you know what, there are things shifting, but you do need to give time and space. You know, give Spirit and your guides the time and the space to shift everything around appropriately, and don't try to jump the gun here. Three of Wands, this is a card of waiting. It's coming. It's farther out on the horizon. Three of Wands is a beautiful card of, you know, you've done the work. You deserve this. You have to believe it, but make sure that you're prepared to meet this coming meet this head on, because it is truly coming. Then you get the Three of Swords. It's a bit of heartbreak. It's sadness. It's a little bit of betrayal. I feel like some of you feel like your success is going to cause sadness or sorrow within another. And Spirit's really saying it's time to get out of that thinking. Remember that there's enough abundance to go around for everyone. But I feel like there's a significant relationship, whether it's a parent, whether it's a sibling, whether it's your partner, whether it's a best friend, that you feel like you making this change, you moving forward. Some of you, it's moving out of a relationship that no longer serves you, and you may have found somebody else, and that's why you feel stuck. You feel a bit of mental conflict here because you don't want to hurt someone. But inevitably, Gemini, what I'm getting is it's time for you to start thinking about you. And that's that Ace of Cups, right? This is new love, but there's that need for you to focus on healing you, doing what makes you happy. And this Mars energy is really supporting us on going after whom and what we really want. Okay. Firm foundation. There you go. You get the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles, again, this is really focusing on your root chakra, on your sense of belonging and your sense of survival. It's about stability. But it's also about the need for you to let go. And for some of you, you guys have been alone. You've felt like you need to do everything on your own, or you do everything on your own. And so it takes me back to that, you know, the card before that is the Three of Pentacles, the need for collaboration. But the Three of Pentacles is also all about, you know, you being the architect of your own life. Okay. Temptation. So you get the Devil, something that might be toxic you need to walk away from. For some of you, it is a relationship. For others of you, it's how you learned how you give and receive love. So again, this isn't to knock on you, but really take a look at your behavior patterns within relationships. Some of you might be in a relationship that has run its course, and you know, it's not a very nice thing to say, but you're not really doing anybody any favors by sticking to, you know, some of us stay with partners because it's comfortable or because we don't want to hurt them. But at the same time, or in a situation, again, it could be with a friend. You might be in a business that isn't really quite going the way you want it to. And, you know, maybe you're worried about branching out because you don't want anybody else to suffer. But Spirit's saying it's time to release what no longer works for you, Gemini. It's time for you to refill your cup. Eight of Wands coming out. I'm getting here that for some of you, you may have been ghosted. There may be no communication, but all of that will change once you take a look at the give and take here. And if you're over giving to a situation, or if you're giving but your heart truly isn't in it, okay, you're just there going through the motions, whether it's work or a relationship or even a spiritual journey, then that's not authentic. And the minute that you do sort of release, because these are all cards of release here, okay, all cards of release. And I feel like some of you were receiving lots of messages, signs, and synchronicities, and some of you might feel like that has stopped. And that's okay. This is a week, and the week that I'm doing these readings, and this is a period of time where we might feel a bit of confusion and a little bit cloudy, but all of that will clear up because there's something here that really does need to be healed within, Gemini. Okay. But I love the Eight of Wands because, you know, even if it comes in the reverse, it takes us back to that Seven of Wands, which is rising above, that you have the strength to push through. Things might not always be easy, but it is a milestone that's worth celebrating. And again, focusing on the shooting star. Interestingly enough, right now in the Northern Hemisphere, we do have the Neowise comet and meteor showers just going on as I'm doing this reading, but also the need for you to really go after your dreams. release and follow your own intuition, gems. Okay, and then we get the Moon card, double confirmation of the need for intuition. Something is going to become very, very clear for you at this time, but there's this shadow work that you're doing or that needs to be done that's going to really help you release. And I feel like a lot of you didn't realize how toxic this person, this job, this situation, this relationship really was. Spiritual strength. I love it. 9 of Wands. You guys are awesome. You're going to be just fine. It's not always easy. You know, this Aries energy, this fire energy is going to, you know, is not always easy, especially for fire sign and for air signs, right? There's that play with a flame and oxygen. Too much boils out the flame, right? And fire feeds on air. So let's go ahead and see. You know, and air signs are logical, tend to be logical. I mean, it depends on what other placements you have in your chart, but you know, that passion and that impulsiveness of fire can be quite uncomfortable, you know, for Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. So, all right, so we get Cancer. Cancer coming out twice, Gemini. Some of you might be Cancer, Gemini cuspers. Others of you might be dealing with Cancers. All right, and Cancer is that watery emotional sign. Okay, we have our second new moon in Cancer coming up shortly. Maternal energy and Venus. For a lot of you, this has to do with love. But again, we get that Venusian energy, Taurus and Libra. So you guys either have those really heavy in your chart, but Venus rules love and money. And I'm feeling like some of my gems out there, you guys have been running into blocks in both of these situations. And so healing something internally is really going to release this for you. All right, I'm pulling from the Goddesses and Sirens deck by Stacey DeMarco. Since this is a very passionate, aggressive, masculine energy that we're in, this yang energy, I thought we would bring in some very passionate, aggressive female energy to finish up this reading. Final message for my Geminis, please. Final messages for my Geminis. We get Joan of Arc. This came out in another reading. I think it was in one of my dailies. Joan of Arc says, someone said, "Are you afraid of what you're doing?" You know, to Joan of Arc. And she said, "I'm not afraid. I was born to do this." It's so funny because that's the second time this week I'm saying that phrase, and I love it. She was so fierce. All right, so Joan of Arc. Most of you are probably familiar with her. But hold on to your dreams even through adversity. So there is a sense of adversity here. Develop faith in yourself and in a spiritual power. Trust is important. You must trust your own leadership abilities or improve them. Be not afraid. You were born for this. The Maid of Orleans, the teenage Joan d'Arc, I don't know if I just said that right or not. Joan of Arc remains one of history's greatest women. The sheer amount of primary sources left to us, including eyewitness accounts, court documents, and even letters written by her herself, a testament to the incredible power of this young woman. She remains a national heroine in France, a Catholic saint, a symbol against political repression, and an inspiration to the world over. Part of the magic of Joan is that she was a country peasant girl born in 1412 into a society that was patriarchal and very hierarchical. The daughter of ordinary people, she claimed to have been receiving divine visits from Archangel Michael. Look at that, high priestess energy. She came to St. Margaret and St. Catherine since she was a child. In the midst of the 100 Years' War, two French factions, the Armagnacs and the Burgundians, were fighting for control over the throne. Okay, so she was basically really intelligent and inspiring. But the trial transcripts from when the English captured her and accused her of heresy make for sobering reading. They attacked everything from her visions to her loyalty and even her hairstyle and clothes. Okay, so some of you might be in a relationship where you are really under attack. Okay, a toxic relationship. It could be that you're part of a group, a family. Some of you might be working in an environment where you feel ostracized or alienated for your personal style and beliefs. And some of you might be also needing to come out of the tarot or the psychic closet, okay? Joan comes riding into your life with her battle standard held high. Legend has it that as she rode bravely toward the enemy, she said, "I am not afraid. I was born for this." Her energy can help inspire complete faith in yourself and in a higher power to lead you to your greatest good. Okay, and this is what this reading is all about, whether this is in love, whether this is standing up for yourself, whether it's at work, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's on your spiritual journey. Gemini, you guys are completely supported. I've got your back. Spirit's got your back. I'm going to leave it there. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell. But most of all, I want to thank you for all your love and support, and I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. Take care.